Hello everyone, this is Jeannie, Scrapbooking Mama. The other day I had done a Lindy's review on their stamp gang spray, and there you see me with the card that I had experimented with, and I loved it so much I decided I wanted to go ahead and make a card out of it. So here today I'm going to be showing you what I did to make that card. First of all, I have the Authentic Awakening cardstock with the butterflies on it. That was going to be my theme. And I had made it a 6.5 by 11. And now you see me adhering the card that I had done the other day with the Lindy spray, and I'm putting it onto the POW glitter, the black glitter paper, which is the best that you can get. I mean, it's really good glitter paper. It doesn't come off or anything, so you don't have glitter all over yourself. So now I'm going to adhere those two pieces onto the butterfly cardstock. And I raised it up a little bit because I wanted to put that lace there. I had also sprayed that with the Lindy spray because I wanted to give it more dimensional look to it. And now I'm taking out a wooden butterfly, wood chip butterfly that I had received from one of the kits. I believe it was a January kit that I had received that from. So my next thing is that I'm going to use my Versamark on it so I can get it to where I can heat emboss it with some of the heat embossing powder. So I place it onto the Versamark pad and I kind of press into it, and then I sprinkle some of the zing powder onto it, the embossing powder onto it. You can purchase embossing powders through the boutique. And now I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to heat emboss it now. And I'm using my tweezers so I can hold it in place. And I'm sorry it's out of camera a little bit, but trust me, that's what I'm doing. I'm using the heat gun on it. I'm also using this glitter, distressed glitter that I got from a friend. She gifted me with it. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and heat the butterfly up a little bit more and put that distressed glitter on it. And while it did work some to do it that way, it didn't do quite as much as what I thought it would do, and I kept trying a couple of times, as you can see there. I kept heating it up, and you don't want to heat it up too much or you're going to lose some of your shine on your embossing powder. So I decided to quit there, and I decided to go ahead and do a different route with that. So I'm going to put up my excess glitter there, and now I'm going to take some of that zip dry glue that I have in my stash, and I'm going to put that on the butterfly, and I'm going to see if I use that and I put some more of that distressed glitter onto it, I'm going to see if that'll go ahead and make it adhere better. And that was a good idea because it does dry quickly. For some reason it was stringy on me like hot glue, and I don't know what happened there. I think I had the lid off a little bit too long one time, and I just, that was my fault. So anyway, if you're careful with it, it's not going to do that. So I added the glitter onto it, and I decided to go ahead and put some more onto it because I want it to be more red into it, because I like the idea of the red and silver popping together, and it just gives it a different look to it. And I've sprinkled quite a bit on there because I want to make sure I get it covered the way I want it to be. So there you see that I've got it all covered, and once again I'm pulling those little strings off and getting ready to put up my excess glitter. That's why we always need to use a tray under it, or we need to go ahead and use a paper under it or something. And now I heat embossed it again because I wanted to kind of keep the heat to melt that glue and that glitter inside each other, so that way the glitter would stay. And there you see I have it finished, and I've had a little bit on my hands because I'm a pretty messy person. So I'm going to get ready now and work on the card itself, and I'm going to put different embellishments on it. So my husband had come in at that time, so I had to talk to him for just a minute. Anyway, while he was doing that, of course, my mind was still kind of on that, and he's not feeling well, so I wanted to make sure he was doing okay too. So now I'm going to use a stamp pad. I'm going to use my ink pad, and I'm going to press the Moments rubber stamp onto my card. I'm just going to do it randomly, and I'm going to try to get one of them that's got the word Moments on it really good, so you see me pressing there, and clean it off with a baby wipe so it doesn't set into it. And I know there were some bare spots on there, but they're going to be taken care of and covered. I'm using my butterfly stencil that I got from the boutique, and I'm going to use a black embossing paste on it. I wanted to try black instead of white this time just to see what it would look like, and I really like it, and it even works with the lighter colors too. You don't have to put a darker embossing powder on it. You can put the lighter colors on it too, because I have done that. But in my opinion, it's better to put the lighter colors with the lighter paste and the darker with the darker. So now I'm using the silver metal look again, because I wanted it to match the other butterfly as much as possible, but I didn't want to put red into it, this butterfly. I wanted to keep him all silver. So now I'm heat embossing it with my heat gun, and you can see it bubble up there. And now you don't want to overdo that, because otherwise you're going to take that shine away, but you want to make sure it's done enough. You don't want little granule looking pieces into it. So now I'm going to take my, get some foam squares, some dimensional sticky pads, and I'm going to put them on the back of that butterfly, because I want that butterfly to stand up. I didn't want it to be just flat onto the paper. I want to give it kind of a dimensional look to it. So then I'm picking my flowers out, because I wanted the flowers in it, because it's kind of like a garden of butterflies into the card. So here I am, putting the lace down. I hadn't glued it down yet, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down and kind of clean off that glitter that I had on the end of it. I didn't clean off. I'm pretty sloppy. I'm messy, but I do try, so, and I think that's part of your creativity, is that, it comes that way. Now I'm going to use these pearls that you can get from the boutique also, but I'm not going to put them down exactly the way that it's on that paper, because that plastic, because I didn't really want that style onto it, but I wanted to use my little flat pearls on there. And you can see that I get all twisted anyway, but I'm trying to fix it in the direction that I was wanting to go, because I want it to be a little bit differently, and give it a different element to it. So, here I am struggling with that, that tape or the glue that's on the back of those pearls. And so I decided, I thought, well, I'll just cut it up and do it that way. And here I am untangling it. I have a lot of fun with it. I love these things. I'm just, I've just got to learn how to do them better. But like I said, on this one, I wanted it a little bit different design. So I'm twisting and untwisting and trying to get it the way I want it to be. So I'm going to use a little bit of that for antennas on the butterfly. And I'm also putting a little bit onto its little back, because I wanted to give it a little more look to it dimensionally. So here I am continuing playing with it and deciding what I want to do with it. Sometimes I'll cut things out and I'll think, well, I want to go ahead and do that. And then other times I'm thinking, no, that's not what I want to do. So I may have cut it out, and then I may lay it aside. And I do that a lot, but that's the way I work. So, and there my husband is again. And then he left. So now I'm going to use that zip dry glue, and I'm going to put more of the glitter, distressed glitter on there, and I want to give the pop to it, because since I had the red in the other butterfly, I felt like I needed to put some red into the paper too. And that was my main goal, was to put that red glitter into the Lindy's green, because to me, that's the two colors, red and green, they go really well together, and yet they have such a contrast to them that they make each other pop better. So, but I didn't want to completely cover up my Lindy's green because all the starburst color, it has that two-dimensional effect to it, or two-tone effect to it, so I wanted to keep that in there. So now I've got my butterfly, my wood chip butterfly, I've got it down, and I decided I wanted to go ahead and do something else on that butterfly. I had put red on its back, on the wood chip butterfly, but you'll see me later on doing something a little bit different to it. So now I'm picking flowers, and there I am trying to decide if I want the black pearls on there, and I did trim it down to the size that I wanted, but I did change my mind on that and decided that's not what I wanted. To me, the black just didn't look right there. So any black probably wouldn't have looked right. So I won't be using those. And you'll see me, I'm thinking about what flower to put on there. And the yellow looked really good there, but I just didn't really, it didn't, really send me. So here I am struggling with deciding. I do that a lot too, but that's how I work again. I decided, nope, no black pearls. And then I totally changed it. As far as the flowers go, I use a smaller one there. It's kind of a dark gray green color, so I used it, and I put a metal leaf with it also. And then I put three little bitty flowers that I had in my stash, and they're going over there. And you saw me just a couple seconds ago put glue on the end of my glue stick. I learned that from Miss Edith Ray of the Scrapbooking with Me boutique. Put that glue on the end of that stick and put it into your gun, and it works so much better. So now I put the pearls, flat back pearls I got also from the boutique on the butterfly. I'm deciding where to put that little tag there because it had a good saying on it. And what it said was, and yeah, it came from the Authentic Awakening. What it says, in your garden of thought, cultivate harmony, by O'Hara Coulson. And there you see the finished card. And I added a piece at the top also. So thank you and have a great day. I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to subscribe to all these channels and to the Facebook page of Scrapbooking with Me Boutique and her online store. God bless.